What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good morning, everybody, and a happy, beautiful, sacred Sunday to you, wherever you may be. And also, whenever you may be watching this, I want to acknowledge all the people that watch the replays and the recordings. So whenever and wherever you're seeing this, welcome. I am Love Coach Scott Katamas. This is the Sacred Sunday edition of the Awakening World. And we have a beautiful, beautiful show. It's going to be a unique show tonight, or I should say today. We've got two exquisitely beautiful women, beautiful souls who are remarkable artists who have come together to create, well, I can't even begin to describe it. You're just going to have to get ready to experience it. But before we meet Piper and Dr. Mama Ivy, I want to, of course, welcome all of our friends in the Zoom room. Always let us know where you are geographically. That's a lot of fun. And let us know how you're doing weather-wise. It's here in North America, winter, and quite a winter we're having. Here in California, a lot of rains, a lot of flooding, but also helping to, the severe drought has been removed for the first time in 25 years. Piper was reminding us that we are no longer in a severe drought. So that's a good thing. But we also see we've got Dorina and others in Ecuador. So it's summertime for some of the people watching right now too. So that's kind of cool. I also want to acknowledge all of you that are watching on the different YouTube channels, on the Conscious Awakening Network, and most of all of our friends watching on Facebook. Thank you, John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network, getting us out to over 100 Facebook groups and pages. This is very cool. Now, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or on Conscious Awakening Network, that's awesome. And come on into our Zoom room, join us. It's really easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. That's our main website. You can learn all about us. And you'll see where it says register for the new season. And you click that little button there, and it's going to take you to our registration page. We do 3 or 4 shows every week, and every show is special, always inspiring, informational, meeting remarkable people. Like you're going to meet 2 amazing souls today. And so, for example, this week on Wednesday night, we now do shows on Wednesday nights. We really wanted to prepare for Martin Luther King weekend. And so we had a lovely show all about how to embody. What's it really look like? What were his true values? And how do we embody those values in our daily lives? It was a wonderful conversation. And for those of you who were there, Reverend Bridge Feltis knocked it out of the park. She's quite a force of nature. And then last night was just a beautiful show, all about relationships and embodying divinity. How do we really do that? How do we embody our divine unity while honoring our sacred polarity? And we had several of my favorite relationship coaches. So that was a great show last night. And then here we are today, embodying sacred sounds. And this week is dedicated to embodiment of Martin Luther King's values, embodiment of our sacred divinity. And now today, kind of integrating all of this as we embody the sacred sound and music and visuals that we're going to experience. So what's wonderful is when you register, you're going to get the links to all of our shows for the next 3 months. Plus, you're going to get an email tomorrow that gives you access to all of our replays, all of our recordings. So you can go back and watch the shows that you've missed at your own leisure. So join the Global Peace Tribe. Last thing I'll mention, and we'll talk about it later in the show, is we're doing retreats. And we have just are in the process of announcing our next retreat. It'll be in Southern California at the end of March. Our first retreat in Sedona was a lot of fun. So the Global Peace Tribe is a ever-growing, truly global community of truth-seeking souls that recognize that we are living in incredible times. And these incredible times are when we need to come together for inspiration, for information, and anyway, welcome. And if you're watching, it's because you are part of this global awakening. You are part of this incredible transformation. Well, I want to first of all say Omashar is with us. He's going to give us a closing song at the end of the show, but we're going to kind of dive more quickly. And I want to introduce you to two amazing beings. Now, many of you have seen Dr. Mama Ivy on the show before. She's been with us many, many times, going all the way back to Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe days. She's also part of the Artists Catalyzing Evolution, and she is the creator of these remarkable soundscapes, these incredible journeys into music. And we've experienced her before, but you can experience her in a whole new way. And by the way, she is also a certified restorative justice trainer, a mindfulness licensed psychotherapist, as well as a concert soprano vocalist. You know, most of all, she's just a really cool human being. She's really awesome. And she has she's introduced us today, making her Awakening World debut, her soul sister, Piper Dellums. When I was reading Piper's bio, it is extraordinary how much this woman has done. She is a film producer, director, screenwriter, public and inspirational speaker, host, advocate, author, survivor, veteran motivational drama, arts, and writing, corporate therapist specializing in issues of elder, child, domestic, and sexual violence, abuse, addiction, and trauma. Oh, and she's also the mother of 2 daughters. So, Piper, I am so pleased to have both of you with us. And I just want to acknowledge, really both of you, the incredible work you're doing as artists and the incredible work you're doing in our world. Because actually, to be really honest, this morning I'm a coach, and I did a session at 7:30 this morning with a family in Uganda where there's been child molestation, and they're wanting there to be healing of the family. And that's what I was doing this morning for 90 minutes. And so I really appreciate your work and know how hard that is to keep our hearts open and to continue to see the divinity in all, even though there's been abuse, and to keep our hearts open when we're working with people who have had terrible things done to them and have done terrible things. So thank you both. All right. Tell us, I'm going to remove myself from the spotlight here because I want for you to tell us the story of how you two came together and help prepare us for the experience we're about to have. Take it away, Mama. Oh, Ivy, we're not hearing you.
I don't think she realizes she's on mute.
Ivy, no, she's actually not muted on my end, but your audio isn't working, Ivy.
Okay, I'll take it away until her sound is back on. Thank you so much, Scott. It is really an honor to be here today. Thank you for the work that you just spoke about that you've done in Uganda. As you know, also, I'm the daughter of Congressman Ron Dellums, and my father authored the Comprehensive Sanctions Act that ended apartheid. So I dedicated so much of my life in his care and under his wing, moving through the processes of freeing humanity from itself, social justice, human rights, and later became a United Nations Delegate Commission on the Status of Women. So I started rescuing women and children all over the world from domestic violence and human trafficking.
Thank you. Thank you.
The amazing thing about coming into this collaborative, beautiful, evolutionary birth process with Dr. Ivy is that Dr. Ivy and I were probably walking down a very similar transformational road when COVID hit. The whole world's breath was taken away. A young Black man on the street had his breath taken away. And all of us had forgotten what it felt like to take a deep breath, to actually hear the sound of our heart beating, to remind ourselves of the restoration within, of what it meant to be self-loving. We were in fear. And in that process, during that time, we were also, she and I, on stages around the world, attempting to heal the world, to save others. And yet we had not stopped to save ourselves. I was going through a very traumatic time in my life. My father had just passed away. So I had a stunted breath, and I was in an abusive marriage and yet healing other women from abuse. And Dr. Ivy sent me a sound bath healing in the center of her God energy, of her gifting, which is extraordinary, of this prophetic. And it was called Breathe. And I had forgotten how to breathe, and I hadn't spoken outwardly about what I was suffering in my own private life. And images started coming to me as her sound bath was healing me on a cellular, spiritual, and physical level. So she brought back the essential. She brought back my ability to go from being very fragmented into this wholeness just through the sound. And I attached to it what was transforming in hue, in color, in image, in movement within my spirit. And I put it down digitally and utilized film. And I started creating from a soul space so I could see inward once again. And I had been blind for so long. And I asked Sister Ivy if I could add or create what I was seeing within to this eloquent frequency of music that she had gifted me with, that slowly brought me back to a place of ascension and back to life. And we started birthing from there.
Wow.
Wow.
Dr. Mama, are you auditory with us?
I think so. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome.
You
Woo.
know, just want to comment for a quick moment. Thank you for the reminder, Piper, about breath. We started doing these shows in April 3rd of 2020 was our first, and it was, again, a response to what was happening. And it was incredible that at the same time that loss of breath is why people died from COVID, the nation watched this man be murdered slowly by not being able to breathe. And it was such a shocking murder to witness by a police officer that's supposed to be protecting us. And I'm just remembering how a lot of our early shows, we were talking about breath and the reminder of how blessed we are when we can breathe, and the tragedy of loss of breath for the individual George Floyd and for those dying of COVID. So what you shared brought back the memory of how we talked a lot about that in our first year, and then we've kind of moved on in a way, if we will. Thank you for bringing that back into consciousness, and how perfect that that's, again, part of what brought you and Dr. Mama Ivy together in this venture that we're about to see. Mama, what do you want to add?
Oh, my breath is taken away just listening to Piper. She is such an orator and a storyteller, and you can just now understand why she is an award-winning documentarist, because she can see things in ways that most people don't see. She uses that lens that takes us deeper into the spirit of life. And it's not much to say after that other than, yes, during the pandemic, this was the time when our creative energies really, really connected. We met through Sister Jenna, maybe 4 years ago now, I think. And we've just always had that connection. It was a silent connection until we could actually connected voice to voice. And I had no idea that sharing that music with Piper would end with the result of what we're calling sonic art, sonic meditative art. And we had this idea of creating an immersive experience with the videos in a box where you become the sonic art and your whole being becomes one with the frequency of love. And that's I found out it's not a CD, it's an EP, that now they call them EPs, because each one is an extended, they're like 10 minutes each meditation. And I would just go into the studio with no particular prescription. I just went in, allowed the vibration to guide me, and we went from there. The producer, his name is Eric Parham, who they call him 88 Fingers. He is a hip hop producer. So in the very beginning of the pandemic, I had asked him to create music for me to go on Facebook, because as you know, when you start using other people's music, they shut you down, they cut it off. And I said, oh, I want to prevent that. So it took him a little while to really get into the vibration of what meditative and mindfulness music creates. And this is what we ended with. And then we were in the Phase recording studio in White Plains, Maryland, where a lot of very strong and very well-known hip hop artists perform and write and do all of their recordings. So I came in there with the crystal bowls, the chimes, the Tingsha bells, and the rain sticks, and they were like, wow, what is this? But they took those sounds, and as they say, it's all in the mix. When they finished mixing it, it became this amazing experience of sound that has now shifted and transformed my life even deeper, because I've been working with the crystal bowls now for almost 40 years, and it has evolved into this. And the awakening world sees it, felt it, and here we are.
Beautiful. Wow. All right. Well, shall we, do you want to introduce your first video?
Okay. So we're here at the Om Shanti Village in Centerville, Virginia. And we have our beloved brother Santos, who is on the tech board right now. And so he's going to share as we ask you to enter into the sound spa. For a whole year, really almost 2 years, every Thursday during the pandemic, I was on Facebook doing the sound spa. And we would actually just do a whole hour of meditation. And before I knew it, it was 3,000 and 4,000 people on there. And it was really amazing to me. So I felt compelled to make sure that I was there every Thursday at 7 p.m. And I will tell you right now, before we go through all of these experiences with the sonic art, if you have a candle, light your incense. Here, I'm going to light mine. We say create a sacred space or create a sacred environment for this meditative experience. Then we ask you if you have an essential oil to take it out. This is a mixture that I got when I went to India. And oh, it is amazing. It has jasmine and ylang ylang and lavender in it. And I'm actually going to take it out and just anoint my hands, my throat, my heart, and both ears. And I encourage you to do the same as we move into this space of the sound spa. Santos, take it away. Our first video that we want to share with you is what I call the introduction to the frequency of love and welcoming you into the sound spa. Here it comes. Begins in the mind. I welcome you into my world of inner peace and emotional balance. With sonic mind streaming meditations and sound vibronics. An extraordinary, penetrating, and powerful mindfulness practice using crystal sound vibrations, thoughts of the highest form, and intention to manifest, and sultry rhythms that will soothe your soul. This sonic meditation experience has been created with singing crystal bowl vibrational musical instruments. You may experience profound effects on the organs, the tissues and cells, as well as the circulatory and endocrine systems. These sound frequencies penetrate deeply into each atom, molecule, cell, gland, and organ of the human body. The human body absorbs the sound frequencies. Crystal sound frequencies. A master healer. Absorbing, storing, releasing, and regulating energy. Light is faster than sound, and thought is faster than light. Creating instant shifts in consciousness. Get ready. Use this deep relaxation experience to reset your emotions. Center your being and reset with the energy of love. Melt into this healing experience and manifest your heart's deepest desires in the sound spa. Awaken that energy and open your vibrational channels of the mind. Embrace this sonic mind streaming meditation, shaping your consciousness with positive thoughts. The breath, the light, the sound frequency vibrations of strong intention. The frequency of love. Allow me to lead you into a peaceful place of mental clarity, soul reflection, and deep healing. Connect with your intuitive knowing, your higher self, and unleash your personal power of love. Embrace your true purpose. In the frequency of love.
I don't think people have ever seen me wearing these because obviously I normally don't, but I wanted to have like the maximum, auditory experience.
Oh, yes. And that we call that sonic mind streaming. When you put the earbuds in, you're literally streaming the vibration right into the body, right into the mind, right into the spirit.
That was amazing. Everything that we've all heard the word love a million times, but the way you say it, love, with the big emphasis on the V. Oh.
Of love.
Boy, you say it like I've never heard it before. And Piper, those images, I can only imagine how much time it takes to tune in and what do I want to put here and to find it and to create it. What an incredible work of art.
Thank
I think
you
I have
so
to give
much.
I have to benefit a lot of that to Taito Juanito, to healing through Gaia, through Pachamama, and utilizing healing natural devices like ayahuasca, which is actually what healed me from my trauma. And a lot of the work that I do with plant medicine, it enables me to see a higher consciousness and connectivity from within, from the different hues and vibrational connection to the source of all things. So it's the physics of love, the frequency that she paints on the canvas of our ears. I'm able to bear witness to from within. And I give all of that glory to God and to the natural influences of the world.
Interesting. It's always also synchronicity. Our show on next Wednesday night, January 18th, is all about plant medicine. I've got 3 really high integrity people coming on to talk about appropriate use of plant medicine.
Absolutely.
So thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. And I just want to read some of the comments that are coming in. First of all, several people lit their candles and got out their oils. George chose motivation from Young Living. But some of the comments that have come in, our beautiful brother Omashar writes, profoundly beautiful, touching and uplifting. Albiena Says, yes, love. No, so it's going to be love. Terry Russo writes, beautiful visuals. Love the gorgeous sun on her wall.
Oh,
Yeah, it is beautiful. Dorina is using Bulgarian lavender essential oil, California white sage incense, and Ecuadorian beeswax candle bliss. So what a cocktail that is. Yeah, thank you, Dorina.
Thank you. Welcome to the Sound Spa. I want some of that. How can you put it in a box and mail it to me?
Yeah, I mean, what a combination. Ecuador, and she's in Ecuador.
Aha.
Sylvia is using Japanese sandalwood candle in the Wolf Bear Dream Catcher candle holder. Go ahead and put that up. I'm going to put the
Oh
spotlight on
my.
Sylvia for a moment. There it is.
Yes.
wow. Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Wow. Ooh,
Uh,
that's beautiful.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you.
A lot of sacred animal energy there. So.
That's
Well,
exciting.
now I know you've got several videos to show us. So
Oh, yes, yes. So that
what's
first
next?
one, we thought that the producer said, this is so amazing. You've got to talk about, what's happening, what are people listening to? How is this going to shift and change lives? And what kind of energy is it creating into the universe? And so that was the introduction. And we thought, okay, so the whole idea of sound vibronics is what I like to call it, is using the science that sound frequencies plus intentional thought forms equals instant manifest. So if we're able to align our thoughts with the correct frequencies, our bodies, our mind, our spirit, and the universe will respond. And so this is how the next video came about that we call Manifest. Santos? Sit back, relax, and bring your awareness into the center.
time to prepare your mind and your body for perfect peace and manifest. Close your eyes very gently. Place your hands on your lap with your palms facing upward. Sit with your breath. Focus on the breath coming and going. Sit with the sound. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Focus on your breathing. Breathe in peace. Breathe out. I breathe out. See yourself floating effortlessly out in the universe. Breathe out relaxation. Floating back and forth, back and forth in your sacred space. You have come to a point in your life where you are preparing to move beyond any fear or blockages to your ability to manifest your body to relax and focus on the areas in your life that you desire to manifest. Worries, fear, and distress are gone. You are feeling the power of your mind right now. Embrace the emotion of your intentions as if it has already happened. You are relaxed, confident, and at peace with yourself.
I can hear now.
Sister Ivy, you bring me to tears. You bring me
Oh,
to healing and fullness every time your gift is vibrant in the universe. You have no idea what you are doing, what you are called to do in this earth.
yeah, I think you're
All of
right.
us took that journey.
I
All
think
of
you're
us
right, Piper.
evolved. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm speechless. I just want to hear what Scott has to say.
I'm pretty speechless too, to be honest. Really, both of you, the incredible. There's so. It all works so beautifully. Your voice, Ivy. You know, we can tell when someone is really connected to spirit. You know, when someone's really centered and when they're a clear channel for spirit to flow through. And you are very much a clear channel for spirit flowing through. And then Piper, your choice of visuals. I mean, I just really felt like that purple tunnel, right? Just really going through that purple tunnel. And this is the time that we need to manifest our true higher self's calling. You know, this is the time that we must align our ego and our personality and our animal human self with higher self. And I feel that what the two of you have created here is a powerful tool, drug-free, for us to do that. You know,
Absolutely.
it's a tool that anyone can use. Children can use it. Elders can use it. It's a tool that any of us can use at any time.
It taps into the same frequency that all plant medicines tap into. But everything
Yes.
is a plant medicine. The inhalation of a pine tree on a mountaintop.
Mm.
Of a good
I
meal.
can feel that right now. I can feel that.
The essentials that we just anointed our temples with. All of this is plant medicine. Then there are different tools for those of us that have gone through traumas and need to find our way back into that purple tunnel, that passageway back into higher collective consciousness, back to God.
Yes.
But plant medicines are utilized when you take off your feet and stand in the rain and allow them to sink into the earth. We heal through plants at every breath, in every moment. And This is part of the womb of Mother Earth, of Pachamama, of Gaia, of Holy Spirit, which is the fruit of your gifting, dear Mama, dear Ivy.
I was thinking, Piper and Scott and everyone, that we need to have a retreat with just the frequencies, the vibrations, and the plant medicine. And water and cleansing, because when I think about this piece, I was right in the center of working with people who were frightened about the pandemic, and they were panicking, and they felt like they couldn't create or move forward. And so it came to me that we need a meditation, we need a practice around manifesting. And a few months ago, a beautiful sister that I met by the name of Mariko, and she is the CEO and president of Coco Productions, and a new book and a new process that she calls blueprinting, which is actually creating vision boards. And we were able to do this with 350 African American female executives for Amazon. And that is when it hit me that we've got to go beyond and hit the mainstream with this, because everyone can benefit from it. The pandemic is one of those things that caused fear and anxiety and stress. And so it came to me to just tell the mind, to tell the body to let it go. And the way that we manifest, particularly miracle, is that you embody the emotion of the intention before it already happens. And therefore the universe will respond. And so this is the purpose of manifest. It's time to begin to manifest.
There's so many of us that redefine manifestation through our experiences. Those of us that have gotten to 50 and above, oftentimes hope is something that we forget we need to manifest, or the ability to push through to love and to refill the beating of our hearts, and to recreate within the wombs of our being after we've lost a loved one, or after we've suffered an illness, or after we've gone through divorce. Or after we recognize that our physical temples aren't going to take us in the same way we're limping a little through life, and yet we want to continue to manifest that there is hope, that there is something beautiful at this different rung, this different ascended place on the mountain, at this stage of our beings. And your manifest speaks into every form of need when we need to manifest, whatever it is. Whether it's hope, whether it's love, whether it's self-esteem, whether it's awakening from grief, whether it's a job or something a little more materialistic, but we are always in an evolutionary process of a need to manifest something. And you're speaking to the cellular composition within us that allows us to awaken to what that is in this season. And it changes every time we need to manifest something new.
And it's so true. I'm thinking that right now, when you talk about so many ways that we need to manifest, I'm thinking about a global consciousness of peace and how we can manifest that with billions and billions and maybe trillions of thoughts of peace. And how would that shift the universe collectively? As a manifestation.
You also bring us together, Ivy. To come back together is going back through the birth, through the womb, through the tunnel of our original purpose and existence. We've been socialized to believe that we are separate entities. We're still in definition of race and age and gender and job, all of these things that divide. And yet the true higher consciousness of who we are is a oneness. We are breathing as one. We are manifesting as one. We are already a global unified thought of billions of thoughts coming together. It's what we're attending to so that we can bear witness to what those thoughts are unveiling for us.
Yes, and create the intention. That's the other piece to the scientific magic, is that we have to create that intention. Isn't that right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just loving, you two are beautiful. I'm really grooving on you. As host, I do want to read some of the wonderful comments because I really like to acknowledge our people in the Zoom room. So these are some of the comments that have come in. Lori Davis, just wow, so beautiful. I'm in tears. Albana writes, wow, this is so, wow is right. Perfection united. Yes, I also have tears of joy. Thank you. Kathleen writes, wow, this is such an amazing experience. I feel so much more open. Terry Russo writes, thank you, Dr. Ivy. That was amazing. You're helping me heal from being so sick with flu and pneumonia. Thank you. Dorina down in Ecuador writes, ooh, what a sonic spa, melodic bath, and cosmic immersion where all of our cells, bodies, minds, and souls are dancing in galactic bliss beyond words. Thank you, Dorina. Lynn and Leaf write, thank you for sharing this here. The replays will be so enjoyable. Maximum grace. That's one of a catchphrase here on Global Peace Tribe is maximum grace. Reverend Jeffrey writes, deep into the wormhole of connection of everything. And did you know that we are living in a black hole? And he's part of the Resonance Science Organization. Tabitha Freeman says, thank you, Reverend Dr. Mama Ivy. I'm looking for more of that, and we are going to have more in a moment. Lots of thank yous. There's just more and more thank yous. So hopefully you get a little taste of the appreciations coming in from our Global Peace Tribe.
It is actually bringing me to tears, so I will reach over and get my tissue in just a moment. But it is so amazing to be able to see your work, because in the pandemic, even doing Facebook, it's just you, the camera, in a room, and all of your musical instruments, and you don't know what's happening on the other side. You only create that intention. And when you receive the feedback that we have received, and what your intention was is actually being transmuted, there's no other higher honor of gratefulness that I can feel or say in this moment. Thank you all. So, are we ready for the next one?
Yes, we're ready. We're excited.
So I'm thinking, as Santos is sharing the video, or I think we are figuring out how to put it on the main screen, that the next one is I am pure light. And this comes as a result of understanding this question that when I first met Sister Jenna, Dr. Jenna, she asked the question, who are you? And we begin to realize that we are not our color, we are not our name, we are not our profession. You know, what are we in the universe, and how do we express ourselves in a way that touches the depths of our souls? And we realize that we are pure light. So get ready for this sonic journey of pure light. Santos?
Understanding the divine. Gently close your eyes. Slowly. Gently. Rest your hands on your lap. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Allow your shoulders to droop down, down, down. Deeper and deeper into relaxation. And close your eyes. And in your mind's eye, begin to create a new reality. What is it that you truly desire right now? Use your soul language of the silence to guide your light. See your thoughts passing through the clouds right now. Allow your thoughts to move through the spaces of your mind. Drop down, 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 down into the experience. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, turn your awareness into your inner mind. I see the hidden wisdom of the divine, ultimate omnipresence of pure light, truth and understanding. Holiness,
Another deep dive.
That voice.
Yeah. You know, I've heard the words "I am the light" a lot, but never the way I hear it through your voice.
Mm. After doing this almost 40 years now, I still never understand, why does this render you speechless? I want to hear so much, but we can't, because you're in the vibration, you're in the experience. And if we really see ourselves as light, then we can penetrate anything that gets in the way. We can penetrate anything that we need to enter into in order to find that peace. We can be pure light. We are pure light. I am pure light. And at the very end, I don't know, something came over me, and it wasn't a part, I don't know, it was all channeling. None of this is written out. It's just we go in the studio and we do it. And holiness heals was the last word. And I wanted to do it again, but then I said, the Spirit just said, no, leave it like that, so that the last two words can be whatever the light that is receiving it needs it to be. And holiness heals. And so the light is holiness.
Today's show is going to go longer than usual because I want to digest as much as you're willing to share.
Sure.
So normally at the end of the show is when I do the promotions, but I actually want to really, while we're remembering how incredible this is, I do want to go right to your Bandcamp. So tell us, for those of us that want to be able to listen to this, and of course we now will have the recording of today's show, but I'm going to go right out and buy this digital album. I just put the link into the chat box. But for those of you watching on Facebook, when you go to Bandcamp, her name is Dr. Ivy Shadiah. So that's Dr. Dr. Ivy, I-V-Y, Shadiah, SHADIAH.bandcamp.com. And so as I literally purchase this right now, hopefully modeling it for people, tell us about the Frequency of Love EP. Oh, I love it. It's one of those name your prices. Oh, well, if I'm going to name my price. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
In front of the world.
In front of the world.
And then you did it for everyone.
I am putting in $77.77.
Oh, I love the number 7 perfection. Look at that, Ivy. What a blessing.
I'm going to my PayPal. So tell
Okay,
us,
we're blocking.
I'm completing the purchase. Tell us about that Frequency of Love LP.
So the Frequency of Love LP is exactly what we're experiencing right now. It is what the title ended up being, the Frequency of Love, because once I listened to all of the tracks, I was just talking about love and singing about love. And then when I look at my history and my career, it seems like that's all that I sing about. And so now I'm going to be more intentional about finding that love. This is a piece where you can actually download it right onto your phone. And if you go to my website, I have a brand new app that right now is free. It's called Sonic Mind Streaming, where you can get some of the history of my music over the years is in this app, along with some very new meditations, some new yoga nidra meditations, and you can listen to it.
I'm on your, if you can see, I'm actually showing your website now.
Oh, yeah. So if you go up to, I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I think it's where it says concerts or something. Or it might say app. The app might be up there. I'm not sure how it's.
No, it's not that. We've got home, about, contact, services, blog, products, and more. And
Okay,
here it is, under more.
Okay, there it is,
sound,
yes.
Yeah, the sound
There it is.
vibronics. Here it is, okay. So everybody, we are on drivysoundspa.com, drivysoundspa.com. You go to more, Sonic Mind Streaming by Sound Vibronics. Download this app. So here we go. And I'll put this into the chat box for everybody. So please tell us more. Tell us more.
Wonderful. And so what I learned through my beloved sister Kristen, that I should use Bandcamp, and you can name your price. We put $11.11 because I'm an 1111 one. And I'm really strong with that number and the energy that comes with it. And when you go into it, you can actually hear the very first video. You can't see the videos yet. We're actually, Scott, this is the first time that we've ever shown all of these videos to anyone. So we're trying to figure out what kind of a platform to make them available. But ultimately, you'll be able to come to the Sound Spa or the Sound Vibronics immersion experience and become one with the video and one with the sonic images. But right now, you can go straight to drivyshadiya.bandcamp.com and download any one or all of the meditations. Breathe, crown chakra. I don't think we may have time to go through those two, but we have one more that is the Frequency of Love that we will have an opportunity to look at once you finish. I think you have some other promos you want to do, Scott?
I do, but I want to point something out. You said you love the number 1111. Tabitha pointed out that it was exactly 11:11 a.m. Pacific time when I showed your album.
Wow.
It was exactly 11:11 a.m. Pacific
Thank
time
you.
when I showed your album.
Well, we're in sync. We're in sync.
We're in a holy vibration. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh,
that's lovely.
Well, to give people, because I've got the links in there now. So how about if we show another video?
All right. Well, this next video, and actually I think it's the last one that we have to share today, is that it's called Frequency of Love. And this one, I went into the studio and my African ancestors poured in and had a message that I actually had not received before. And so you will hear me speak in Twi and in, there's one other African language that I can hear. I can't think of it right this minute, but it's starting to come through in the Frequency of Love. And so please join me in into the vibration of the frequency of love video. Santos?
Located at the center of the chest, directly at the heart level. I now invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. Breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All tension, all anxiety and fear are gone. Allow an image to appear there of bright white light. Breathe. Allow your body to go even deeper into relaxation, letting go of your shoulders, your arms, the muscles in your neck, your chest, releasing all hold in your abdomen, down even deeper into your hips, onto your thighs, allowing that relaxation to flow into your knees, down into your calves, and over your ankles into your feet, and allow that energy to flow through each and every toe
Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Going deeper and deeper into relaxation. Deeper and deeper into surrender. Namaste.
I'm gonna take these off and switch over. Oh my. Getting going to be just a couple of comments. Then I'm going to actually bring Omoshar on for a moment for his thoughts. Dorina writes, thank you again and again, Dr. Mama, Ivy, and Piper, and Scott, for opening our hearts even more as we collectively raise our frequency of love. Ubuntu, I am because we are. Namaste. We did a whole show.
Harambe.
A whole show on
Yes. Wow. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. Reverend Jeffrey, who comes to every show, writes, this is some of the very best stuff. And Lynn and Leaf say, imagining this from inside the pyramid with Shri and Kira. And Shri and Kira have just joined us, so we're going to bring them on in a moment. Karen Eisenberg writes, truly transforms me to the pure love that I am. In deep gratitude am I for you, Reverend Dr. Mama Ivy. Carol writes, fantastic meditation. I wanted to keep my eyes open to see the video, but I also wanted to close them to see my inner world.
I know.
It's the same problem. It was
You
like,
go in and out, in and out.
Right. Oh, gosh. Well, you know, our beautiful brother Omoshar is here for every show, always plays incredible music. He is our host musical artist, really my partner. And love your little candles there. Omoshar,
Love it.
as a man dedicated to music, what is this?
This is so right in my heart and up my street. And I wrote down in between, that last piece was, each piece has been taking me further and further away from my mental monkey mind. And the last piece just took me right into the center. And I thank you so deeply for that. And as we know, everything is sound frequency and vibration, everything can be healed and made whole from that level. You know, bypassing the mind, which often gets in the way, you know, our programming can get in the way of our own natural healing. And I have the luxury of having a really nice studio set up here. So I was listening to all that through that medium. Holy smoke, it is exquisitely recorded. It's beautifully recorded. I got the full bass, the full visual. Piper and Ivy, Mama Ivy, thank you so much. You know, you cannot really say any more. It's all experience. The rest is just mental effluvia. So thank you from the depth of our being, because there's only one of us here in our many forms. And we are the awakening world right here. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Piper and Dr. Ivy.
And hopefully this is really just the first step of many of finding creative ways to share your sound, your visuals with our Global Peace Tribe audience. Definitely would love to have you come, both of you come to our retreats. And we are doing one on the East Coast in October in Asheville, North Carolina. Not that far from where you are. For Piper, we're going to be just down Highway 5 in Los Angeles in March. So, and because the Global Peace Tribe is really a big part of the art, what we're doing is we're bringing people together. And on almost every show, people meet each other, you know, like I'll bring different people and people are meeting each other for the first time. And so one of the things that happened is Shri and Kira are two beloved teachers that we love very much. They're down in Ecuador, where they've created an incredible retreat center. And one of our regular beloveds is the wild monk of the Mystic Monastery, Jerry Anderson. And he's comes to almost every show. He's traveled us all over the world. He's presented on the show. And when we did, Sri and Kara had the dedication of, they built the world's largest bamboo pyramid on their land in Ecuador. They brought together 3 different tribes, local indigenous tribes that had previously been antagonistic with each other. They all came together in the spirit of peace, built this incredible peace pyramid. And we carried on the Awakening World, kind of the debut, it was very recent, of this peace pyramid. It was connected to World Unity Week. And Jerry, who is the steward of 10,000 acres of land in Puerto Rico, was so touched, he said, I want to build one of these in Puerto Rico. So he flew to Ecuador. And so setting that up, I want to just add to, there they are. There is Sri and Jerry in Ecuador together. Hello, guys.
Hey there. Hello, everybody. Namaste.
Wow.
Yeah, let me tilt the camera. There's the pyramid behind us.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we're sitting up on a little, oh, hey there. I like that photo. Yeah. We get our little head and shoulders and the pyramid of peace.
And how tall is the pyramid?
The pyramid is 72 feet tall, 7 stories high, and it's 100% bamboo, and no metal was used in the construction. We designed methods of putting carbon fiber around bamboo pieces to give them extra strength, and we used pegs, and the whole thing is put together, and it's a geometric shape where the whole load of the pyramid is distributed amongst all of it. There is no stress points. And so it's been seismic tested and wind tunnel tested to 100-mile-an-hour winds. And it's very cool. Well, Jerry will tell you.
Jerry, what's it like being there?
Well, the first time I was inside, the guide took me in, and I didn't realize it. The first like 5 minutes, I had my hand on my heart. And I realized I was also holding on to one of the little pyramids, kind of like to steady myself, because it was almost like a dizzy energy. It was so intense at first when I first met the pyramid. And the whole property here is just like a big ceremony grounds. It's like one continuous altar after another altar after another altar, mixed with plants, and oh my gosh, it's just an amazing place.
Wow. Well, I know that we are going to have a Global Peace Tribe retreat there sometime for sure. Now, I'm going to bring Dr. Mama Ivy and Piper back on, because Sri is a genius of many scientific, spiritual understanding, just as both of you, Mama and Piper. And I know that you work a lot with, obviously, sound, frequency, and tones. And Sri has an understanding about these Egyptian rods. So Sri, share with us a little bit about the Egyptian rods, and I want to hear what Piper and Mama Ivy have to say, and what that resonates.
We're both holding that. These, I could go on and on. I've been working with these for 20 years, and they were discovered in the tombs of the pharaohs. If you go look closely at the statues in Egypt, you're going to find that 9 out of 10 statues show the pharaoh holding the cylinders. And these are filled with a recipe of different crystals that are then put into the pyramid to be energized, because the pyramids of Giza vibrate at 500, which is the scale of love on David Hawkins' scale. This pyramid vibrates at 600, which is the scale of unconditional peace, the peace that passeth all understanding. And so the healing rods are conditioned inside the pyramid for 1 moon cycle, which then locks in the frequency. It changes the molecular structure of the copper and the zinc, the sun rod and the moon rod, the masculine and the feminine. And when you hold these, it balances all the chakras, all of the meridians. People lift their vibration and move into a yin yang healthy balance within 5 to 6 minutes of holding them. And so they are a fantastic holistic tool for your own self-ascension and health.
Boy.
I want you to feel it, ladies. Here it comes. I'm sending you love.
I can feel it. I just can only imagine what that would feel like with the crystal bowls, the alchemy crystal bowls, holding those and sitting in the center of that pyramid. And so I guess that's what I need to do tomorrow.
So Mama is on her way to Ecuador, it sounds.
Oh,
sounds like it.
Doors open, my love. Come visit us.
Oh my.
Yes.
We'll be there.
Yeah, it's heaven on earth. This is indeed what I've come to learn is all of the original seeding on this planet, all of the Atlantis and the Lemurians, etc., were in that equatorial zone. And I think that's why my beloved Kira and I were called back here to say this is our place to anchor, and to anchor that frequency at that harmonic belt of unity that's at the equator, and it goes all the way around the planet, and all beings can benefit from this radiation of true balance. And yes, crystal bowls inside the pyramid. Let's do a concert.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Another thing that's cool about this place is that it's in the actual headwaters of the Amazon.
Whew.
Which is
My.
the sacred root of all of my healing.
Wow. So
Wow.
Piper and I will be there very soon.
We will be there very soon.
I mean, soon, very soon.
We're laughing about it, but I actually think that our steps have been ordered towards
here
this.
after I heard of the place.
well, you know, that is exactly what happened for Cherry. Cherry was watching one of our shows, and not that long ago, what, 3 weeks ago, I think it was, it was very
Just
recent.
before New Year's.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Yeah.
And then boom, there he is. And you know, hey everybody, I'm going to go there. So this is their website to learn all about it. It's called Tosa Blue Mountain, home of the Pyramid of Peace. And it's a 5-star resort. They have amazing, I mean, look at the swimming pool and the food. It's all incredible organic vegetarian food. And there's Shree's partner, Kira, who I just heard yesterday is the world's most extraordinary psychic. So, you know, this is, again, we are all part of the awakening world, and we're all coming together. We're discovering each other. We're learning about each other. We're learning how to support each other in wonderful ways. And something really exciting is Shree and Kira have been in Ecuador for 12 years. They're coming out and back to the United States very briefly, to Los Angeles, for this big event that a lot of us are participating in on March 28th. And when I learned they were coming, it was like, okay, wait a minute. If they're coming up just for one day, we got to do more. So we are building a whole collaborative effort of a global peace tribe retreat, at least one full day of teaching with Shree and Kira, working with Pato and Antoinette. We're going to create a whole week of amazing experiences in Southern California, starting approximately March 28th. Well, you know, we're literally making it up right now, so we'll have details over the next week or two. But you know, we're all coming together in beautiful ways.
I cannot wait to see our project there, Ivy.
I can't either. I can imagine the sonic, the artwork projected onto the pyramid from the inside.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
And the name of this place is Tosa Blue Mountain. So I would like Shree to tell us what TOSA statement stands for.
TOSA stands for Temple of Self-Ascension.
Oh my goodness.
And that is the work that my beloved Kira and I have been bringing forward for the last 20 years. It's all about everybody is unique, but we're all going home to the same place. So we are ascending through our own histories, through our own healings, through our own guidance to discover the radiance of unconditional love that is our service to the world. And every being does this in their own way, through their own practices, but all in all, we share one heart, do we not?
Wow, it's funny because our collaboration in and of itself, metaphorically and naturally, was also a temple of self-ascension, as we were finding our way back and through. And it wasn't as if the heap of darkness was only shadowed in the emotive dark depths of the world, but we were we didn't realize that we were like a germinated seed. The shadow was really the earth, and we were in this preparation to push through for this rebirth so that we can awaken at the time of the awakening, the center of our being. So we created our own temple through her voice, through her music, through purpose and destiny, through the spirit and grace, and through the imagery of the universe and our conscious mind. So here are all of these temples of ascension coming together would be magnificent. I want to hold those two sticks. I need those in my life.
Yeah, they are truly amazing, truly fantastic, and I'd be delighted to get you a set. We'll figure that out. And one of the things that we have made these healing rods available for the last 20 years. There is a website, EgyptianHealingRods.com, where you can go learn. But over the last 20 years, we've refined the recipes of what goes inside the cylinders and is then lifted in the frequency of the pyramid. And we've had amazing results. People are off their blood pressure meds. People are throwing away their glasses. And we can't tell anyone because of the FDA.
Yes.
They won't let us publish a damn thing. So all we can do is just share, friends helping friends. And that's the way we stay legal. And so I'm just delighted to be able to share this with you and invite you to check it out.
Love you.
Beautiful. And what's the best way for us to get the rods, since we're talking about that right now?
Well, yeah, if you like, happy to share, but EgyptianHealingRods.com, we can slip that in the chat. Oh, somebody did it.
Thank
And
you.
because Scott mentioned, hey, I want you to introduce the rods to the Global Peace Tribe, I called them up. There's a coupon called Awaken. If you choose to buy anything, type in AWAKEN, Awaken. And you can save $30 to $60 on your purchase, which is significant. So that's there for the family. And that's courtesy of Scott Katamas.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so looking forward to partnering with you and collaborating with you and meeting you in person at the end of March. It's going to be amazing.
Well, we get to meet over and over. You know, there are no boundaries, but there is greater intimacy.
Scott, is the EL retreat going to be working in collaboration with you, or is that just immediately after? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, so what we've done is the EL retreat, which what she's referencing is several of us are going to be at the Evolutionary Leaders Hollow Movement retreat in Sedona, Arizona, the third weekend of March. And that ends, and immediately after, in fact, Kristen Hoffman and I are going to drive together from Sedona to Los Angeles on Monday, March 27th. The retreat for Synergy Circle and Evolutionary Leaders is March 23 to March 26th. March 27th, a lot of us will go to Los Angeles. March 28th is when Ben Bowler is putting together this big Los Angeles convergence. So this is the LA convergence that he scheduled for Tuesday the 28th. So it would be immediately after the Evolutionary Leaders Network in Sedona. And that's going to be a day-long event. Omashar will be playing music along with Pato and Antoinette and Kristen Hoffman, and there's people coming in from all over the world for it. That's why I thought, well, gosh, people coming all the way to LA for one day, and Sri and Kira are coming all the way up, for, just that. That's the time to do the next Global Peace Tribe retreat. And so that's how it all kind of evolved. And this is, by the way, all happened in the last few days that Crazy Scott is...
That's instantaneous manifestation, brother.
That's right.
That's where we live.
And so, if Piper and Ivy, if you can come down and be with us, that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
We'll
Yeah.
talk. We'll
Then
talk.
you can hold the rods.
We'll talk and hold the rods.
I just applaud you for bringing forth the vibrations that bring balance and connection into a greater conscious recognition. All of us are vibrating. What are we paying attention to? And you're calling our attention to that which is healthy, that which is reunifying. So thank you. Thank you for your gifts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shri and Jerry, for dropping in from Ecuador.
He's a crazy guy.
Oh my God, he is the wild monk of the monastery. And for Piper and Mama Ivy, Jerry is the steward of 10,000 acres that has become its own ecclesiastic nation. There are only 5 recognized ecclesiastic nations in the world, the most famous being the Vatican. Jerry is the steward of one of the other 4.
Wow.
Wow.
And
What a blessing.
yeah, so he's a very special
I would
soul.
say a short promo. We're the world's first monastery in all history to combine monastic spiritual ascension understanding and indigenous understanding of the Mother Earth in the same monastery. First time in history.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for that.
It's amazing.
Thank
Yes.
you for that. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ancestors here. There are a lot of ancestors here. I mean, we are African indigenous people. We are Congolese, Ethiopian, Blackfoot, and Sac and Fox people. So we understand it's the same voice, the same root of our ancestry,
Yes.
crying out, ascending, and reuniting
Absolutely.
around
And
the
our
globe.
joy is contagious.
Contagious. Oh my God, it's
If it
beautiful.
does not bring you joy, why are you doing it?
That's right.
Wow. That's a
Look
good
at our
one.
family. Look at our family. It's
Yeah.
stunning.
No, this is synergy. Wow, what a joyful gathering.
Yes.
All right, well, I need to wrap us up, but this has been an amazing. Jerry and Shri, I love you both so much. What a joy to have you guys jump in and be with us. Can't wait to hold the rods. So thank you. And again, everybody, Tosa Blue Mountain is where you can learn all about the amazing place that so many of us are going to be going to. So that's where it is. I mean, look at this beautiful, a fully restored 200+ year historic hacienda nestled in the Andes Mountains of Ecuador. And really kind of the best of both worlds, you know, the best of the native world, and it's incredible. And I want to remind people also that Shri and Kira, who of course have been on the show quite a bit recently, and Omashar and I really enjoy working with them. We've been doing a lot of shows with them, and you can learn all about them by going to shriandkira.com, shriandkira.com, and they're providing beautiful self-ascension tools. I want to acknowledge Piper, and Piper, I'm going to go to your website. Obviously, the amazing, what an incredible woman you are. Wow. I'm looking forward to meeting you at hopefully down in LA. Tell us about this website, isloveretreats.com, isloveretreats.com. And here we are talking about retreats. Tell us about this website.
I froze. I don't know if everything else froze. So yes, this was birthed through the same season, a transition. I was healed through indigenous plant medicine into learning more about my indigenous roots, more about plant medicine, more about PTSD and how the Earth, Mother and Father, our global consciousness and meditation, heal body, mind, spirit, and soul. And Dr. Ivy's meditations were already healing a number of my clients when I was working as a drama therapist. I found that some of my clientele needed a more deeply rooted awakening so that they could open up doors of trauma that were so tightly shut through years of pushing down and turning away. And there was no way to really get to the beginning of their healing process without a little push from Mother Earth, from the fungi, plants, and roots that God put upon the earth to heal us, that I call Little Pharma. So I started doing retreats in my home. I call it a home, but clearly I live in a temple. I've created a temple, a sanctuary. Every aspect of my home was designed by God, by the ancestors, by my spirit. I actually stayed here in an empty house for 3 months, laying down in front of a window, waiting for God to say, a giant amethyst goes there, 300 and 400-year-old ancestral art goes there, your indigenous native drum goes there, until it became a temple of healing and wholeness. And I started inviting people in, utilizing ayahuasca and different forms of psilocybin to heal women that I was working with who had suffered through severe domestic violence, human trafficking, and addiction. And from that place, Is Love was created. I was trying to also find a way with my best friend and sister and soul love, Lori Davis, to how do we help these other communities? Because other communities were coming to me as an individual in need of financing and funding for different aspects of their own healing. And there was an organization, there still is, called Hope Refuge in Santa Barbara, where we have been working to rescue trafficked teens off of the streets of California. And we were running out of funding. And unfortunately, when the COVID pandemic hit, and also when we were dealing with the build the wall and push out immigrants and this whole dialogue of hatred, what people weren't recognizing is that women and girls and children who were immigrants in the United States, they had no access of communication to get well, to get help. And because they were so afraid of being deported, they became the massive number of the most abused, the most trafficked, and the most murdered. So we had to step into that void where the conversation stopped. So I produced 5 documentary films about 5 different areas of domestic violence. I opened up my home, and Lori and I created a clothing line on Is Love. It's right now called Piper's Is Love Boutique. And that, oh, there, Lori's here. Wow.
Lori's here.
Lori, there's Lori.
Hi, Lori.
This is amazing.
Hi.
Yes, we created 2 foundations, and we and DDLF, which is the Dellums and Davis Legacy Foundation, in honor of our fathers, of my father, Congressman Ron Dellums, and her father. You want to introduce yourself, Lori? And
Sure. Yeah, my name is Lori Davis, and as Piper said, she's been my best friend and my half heart for over 55 years. And our parents were very close. My father was a dentist and started the first Black savings and loan in Washington, D.C. with 4 of his friends who realized that African Americans were going to white banks to get loans and mortgages, and they were being denied. So they created a savings and loan in order for African Americans to be able to buy homes and things like that. And when Piper's father was running for Congress, my father and his group that created the savings and loan started an organization called Dellums to DC. And so when they came, Piper, and they lived with us for a while, and hence our friendship began. As she said, Dellums and Davis Legacy Foundation, we're realizing that there's so many things that we need to touch upon. I encourage anybody who doesn't know who Congressman Ron Dellums was to please look him up. When I tell you, the most amazing human being, and the things that he did for us as a people, just this world in general, is amazing. He was young. They called him the congressman from Berkeley because he was so progressive in everything that he did. He talked about things before people even realized to support gays in the military. He was doing that causing an uproar, but wouldn't step down. He, as Piper said, was the reason that Nelson Mandela was released. So there's so many things about him, so many things I feel about my father that we would be remiss not to make sure that their legacies continue. And so for me to be on this call, I just really want to thank all of you. This is my first time, will definitely not be my last. I have been crying since the beginning, and just joy. Dr. Ivy, I've been on calls with her for other things before, but never formally have had conversations with her. And every single one of the videos, Dr. Ivy, that you and Piper created together have moved me, have touched my heart, have just made me realize that there's a lot of healing that I need to do. Piper and I talk about it all the time, but your voice and hearing you and then Piper's visuals have really touched me in a way that I just can't explain. And so when we talk about the pyramid and we talk about Ecuador, that's why Doreen, I was like, I'll see you all in Ecuador, because I'm going to manifest that and I will be there. If you have, Piper talked about the ayahuasca, and I'll quickly say that I have been someone who has been like, oh no, Piper, I don't know if I could do that. Like right now in my spirit and my heart, I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm healing. You don't know. I've literally been someone, when Piper talks about it, I'm like, yeah, that's not my thing. I'm not going to do that. No way. And now I see the pyramid. I see Jerry. I see Sarah. I see everyone. And I'm like, I'm all in for whatever type of healing. I've already gone on to look at the rods to get those. Like there's a lot that I am just grateful for because I've been a part of today, Scott. So thank you all for allowing me to be here. And it's just been an amazing journey for me today.
Lori,
Welcome
your
to the Global
spirit is already here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for your heart. And
Meet you, and I can't wait for us to get to Ecuador. We might as well do it together.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just so you know, every time anyone buys anything from our little boutique on Islove, on We Are Islove, which is called the Piper's Islove Boutique, we take 0% of it. 100% of it goes to whichever one of those organizations you are deciding to purchase from. So right now we are raising money to build, we need to create beds for trafficked teens in America, places of refuge for housing and education, psychology, physical needs, emotional needs. And we're working with Hope Refuge in Santa Barbara to help do that. So that's one of our special things that we're working on now. And we're also working to help in the rescue and recovery of missing Indigenous women and girls all over the United States. We work with domestic violence and addiction on Native American reservations, and we do need your help. Women need your help. The earth
literally,
mother.
Piper, that's exactly, I got emotional and forgot that that I will say that Islove Retreats, if you all could go to the website, you will see that there's so many amazing items there to choose from, and to keep in mind that it's just not about buying clothing or buying a bag or buying a pillow. It literally is to help the organizations that Piper talked about. We keep not one dime.
We're also proliferating the bees and planting trees all over the world.
Exactly.
We've got to heal this, our mother, this earth mother, because how are we going to take care of the mothers and daughters and sons if we don't take care of our global mother, our spiritual mother, and learn to embrace and fall in love with our father, our one father and mother. So God bless you all.
I love that so much
too.
of it is built around hope wins. Hope wins. I would continue. Unfortunately, I have my day job is a love coach. I've got people waiting for me in my personal Zoom room because only at 12 noon was the time that we could do an important work that I'm doing with them and their company and such. So unfortunately, I've got to end the show. But Piper, this Wednesday night, since the show is about plant medicine, let's talk soon. And I'd like to invite you to come on to the show and share a little bit. Lori, it's wonderful to meet you. Dr. Mama Ivy, the more I get to know you, I mean, it just keeps unfolding, and I really want to find more and more ways to get your amazing work to as many people as possible. Shri and Shri, love you both. And Omushar will be with us as always next week. So join us next Wednesday night, all about plant medicine. Hopefully Piper can join us. And I wish all of you a beautiful, beautiful Sacred Sunday. And remember, we can make any moment sacred just by choosing to see the divinity. Thank you, everybody.
Love you all.
Love you
Big
guys.
hugs, love.
Love. God bless.
Love you.